Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So we are using the new approach of looking at a current topic or a current issue in the news and looking at it a little bit. So we're looking at the 3D and we're going to shift ourselves to the 5D regarding the topic. Okay. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday or 2 days ago, actually, when we did the political and spiritual messages. So August 14th, if you want to go back and listen to that, about this new approach. And you're welcome to give me input on it. If you have prompts or things that you would like to see, added to this conversation or that would make it more interesting, more helpful, let me know. Okay? All right. Okay, so quick disclaimer. Well, first of all, let me tell you what we're talking about. You might have seen it, but we're looking at the gerrymandering that basically takes place. It's been taking place for a long time. This is not the first time. And both parties do gerrymandering, okay? But there are rules set up. It's only supposed to be done, my understanding is only supposed to be done during a census and every 10 years. Well, you've maybe heard that in Texas, which is why the Democrats have left the state, I believe they're going back now. But we're going to find out from Spirit, the lead team collective, what this is all about and how we could be viewing this, the truth behind it, all that kind of stuff, and how we could be looking at it from a spiritual perspective. Okay. So because this is a topic that it is a little it's a little unnerving, because it's just basically, it feels like the amount of information that I know about it that one party is trying to steal, it just does. It's total, it feels like manipulation of voting in people's rights to vote, right? So, and I don't know if feeling is the right way to say that, but that's what it appears to be. Okay. All right. So the quick disclaimer, this topic dives into political maneuvering and voting rights. Let's explore it openly while keeping the focus on deeper understanding, not partisanship. Okay. So we're going to try that. You will clearly know what my bias is, and I don't hide it here. So, but if it's necessary for me to express my bias, I will let you know, but it's pretty clear. Actually, one of the prompts that I have given AI for these questions is to never use the name Trump. So there's a bias right there. So anyways, okay, so quick introduction. In 2021, all right, these are facts, okay? In 2021, Democrats introduced the For the People Act, a sweeping proposal that would have ended partisan gerrymandering nationwide by requiring independent commissions to draw district maps. So it wouldn't have been done by any party. Independent commissions would have been drawing the district maps, okay, if you can trust those. So, but let's just say that would have been a legit thing, right? If it had passed, which it did not, neither party could have tilted the maps to their advantage. Okay, so the Republicans did not pass it in 2021. I wonder why. But, again, this is where my bias comes in. It's like, that would have been a rule or a law for the people. It's called the People's Act, or it's called For the People Act. But the Republicans didn't want that. So if I were a Republican, voting Republican, I would question, why are they not doing things for the people? Why are you voting for someone who's not doing something for the people? That's bottom line, period. They're not there to do things for themselves. Anyways, okay, little rant. Now in 2025, Trump and Republican allies, especially in Texas, are pushing mid-decade redistricting to flip several congressional seats before the next election. We'll begin in the 3D, where political strategy and tension resides, and then ascend to the 5D. This is my new approach. I'm excited about it. We'll see how it goes. We'll have to perfect it over time, okay? And then ascend to the 5D, discovering spiritual truths that elevate our understanding and leave us feeling empowered about this topic. Okay. Are you guys ready? All right, let's see how this goes. All right. I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, the lead team collective, and only those of the highest and purest light, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel with our spirit guides, our community, the lead team collective, so it is only of the highest and purest light. Amen. Hey, you guys, just talking to my team real quick. How's it going? Thank you as always for your love, guidance, and support. If you haven't thanked your team today, maybe now's a good time to do it. Always want to show some appreciation in our partnership with them. Okay, so talking to my team, do you guys want to answer these questions? Or would you like the lead team to answer the questions? Yes? Or is there any other, I don't know, is there any other entity or spirit that you think would be better at answering these questions for us? No? Okay. So the lead team. All right, so let's call in the lead team then. Hey, you guys. Thank you as well for all your guidance and support. So if you're new here, the lead team is made up of all of our spirit teams, of anyone who's in this community, okay? You can choose to ask your lead team to be a part of the lead team, your spirit team, to be a part of the lead team collective, or you can ask them to not be a part of it if you would like to do that. Either way is totally fine. We all have free will, and I encourage you to follow your intuition on that, okay? If you're brand new here and you're wondering, you just don't have any idea what the heck's going on, which I get, 8 years ago I wouldn't have either. I have a Start Here playlist that I'll pop up at the end of this video, okay? All right. So lead team, we have got, how many questions? 30 questions? 32 questions. We're going to end with a little humor at the end. We'll see if they're funny. I think one of them is. The other ones, they're okay. Okay, so we've got about 30 some questions. Lead team, are these questions in front of me in our highest and best to know the answer for? Yes. Okay. Is there anything that would not be in our highest and best regarding these questions? No. Okay. Well, as always, just refrain from answering, especially if I add something in between. You never know. I might add additional questions, so just refrain from answering if it's not in our highest and best, okay? Thank you. Okay. Question number 1. Are we witnessing a political strategy with the gerrymandering that changes the rules in the middle of the game? Yes. Okay. Could mid-decade gerrymandering in Texas shift control of the U.S. House? Yes. Okay. Is that really their intention? Yes. Do they think this is fair? Like if Democrats did this, would they consider that fair? No. Okay. Would the For the People Act, if passed in 2021, have prevented these moves entirely? Yes. Is this fight over maps more about power than about fair representation? Yes. Is it about power for the people? No. Is it about power for government? Yes. Okay. Are Republicans seeing this as a once-in-a-generation chance to secure long-term dominance? Great. Yes. Okay. If Democrats had the same opportunity, would they also be tempted to redraw maps in their favor? No. Have Democrats redrawn, in any state, redrawn maps in their favor? Yes. Okay, I just want to make sure because I know that that's a fact. I know they've done it. I want to be careful about representing at least my knowledge of both sides, okay? All right. Are voters in gerrymandered districts less likely to feel their voice matters? Yes. Could this mid-decade push in Texas inspire other states to do the same? Yes. On both sides of the aisle? Yes. Okay, so Democratic states could say, hey, we'll do it. Yes. Okay. And remember, timing can be, things can shift, so we'll know, but will they actually be able to do this in the state of Texas? Yes. It's not a question on the list, I don't think, but again, entertainment purposes only. Don't be too discouraged by it. We're going to get to the way we want to leave with this topic, okay? Is the GOP divide over Trump's... Oh yeah, this is interesting, you guys, because now is there a GOP divide about this gerrymandering plan? That's interesting. I just saw that article today and I added it to as a question. Okay, so is the GOP divide over Trump's gerrymandering plans? Hey, they weren't supposed to use the word Trump. Dang it. AI is not too perfect yet. Okay, over F-45s, F-47s, gerrymandering plans. Okay, let me start over. Is the GOP divide over Dumpy's gerrymandering plans showing cracks in party unity? Yes. Between safe seat Republicans and those in more vulnerable positions? Yes. Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard of it as safe seat Republicans. Or those in more, okay, invulnerable, yeah. Okay, so safe seat Republicans are saying it must be no. Oh, no, it must be yes. So those in safe seat Republicans, the safe seat Republicans want the gerrymandering to happen? Change in the yeah. And the vulnerable positions are saying no. See, it's all about them, though. What are they doing for the people? Are they doing anything right now at all besides, upending everything? Is there anything? Tell me, what positive things? I mean, there probably are a few positive things. I don't know. Okay. Would independent commissions actually eliminate most partisan manipulation? Yes. Would there be fraud, though, with those independent commissions? No. Because why? Because there would be enough guardrails set up? Yes. Okay. Is the growing tit for tat redistricting war between states eroding trust in democracy? Yes. Totally. When I first learned about this a while back, I don't know, 10 years ago, I was like, this is even in Wisconsin. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Do you guys remember? I've brought this up before, but I can't help it. Like that one, I don't go on TikTok just because it's too much for my brain. And plus I'll sit on it for hours. But I did come across a while back, everybody was using this one kid's video and he'd go, what the hell? What the hell? And then everybody was like, they would be drinking water or wine and they'd be like, what the hell? I mean, so funny. Oh my gosh. So that's stuck in my brain forever. What the hell? Okay. Are we in danger of normalizing unfair maps as just another political tool? Yes. Okay. Bummer. In every state? No. If maps decide elections before a single vote is cast, are we losing the essence of self-government? Or a democracy, we should say? Yes, I know we're not a democracy. We're a republic. Yeah, well, we still vote. Okay, so, whatever. Could reforming the redistricting process heal some of the political division in our country? Yes, it would be really helpful if we could, one, trust the vote, and possibly, I haven't really looked into the pros and cons of just an overall vote, nationwide vote. Everybody votes. None of this, seats and states and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I haven't done the pros and cons on that to have really a good opinion on that. Okay, we already read that. Okay, is this mid-decade maneuvering designed more for control than for voter representation? Yes. I mean, that's what's so annoying about it. It has nothing to do with the people. I mean, shouldn't we all be after like who the people really want to be representing them? It's just so annoying. It's so annoying, isn't it? It's just so annoying. Okay. Are some political leaders using gerrymandering as a shield against public opinion shifts? Yeah, I would say like a lot of them. Could states resisting these mid-decade changes be setting a precedence for protecting democracy? Yes. Okay. So we're moving into a little spiritual reflection here, okay? Let's see how this goes. It should be fun. I want you to end like, okay, that makes sense. I feel better now about this topic. Let's see if we do. Are we being called to recognize that fairness in the political process is a reflection of fairness in our own hearts? What? Yes. Okay, right away. I just got chills from that. Right away. It's looking at stuff that's going on around us and what it means to us individually. What does it mean? Just the way that that was written. Are we being called to recognize that fairness in the political process is a reflection of fairness in our own hearts? I just love that so much. I didn't write that. Okay. Can a democracy survive if it repeatedly prioritizes winning over representing all people equally? No. And I think that's the most important thing for all us people to realize, no matter what side of the aisle we're on. It's not going to survive if these shenanigans continue to be played, you know? On either side, doesn't matter whichever side's playing the shenanigans. If they're both playing it doesn't mean all of them are, but okay, they're saying no. Okay, would creating fair maps be a collective act of spiritual maturity? Yes. Yay. Doesn't that make you feel good? That makes me feel good. Okay, are we as a society ready to step away from strategies that divide us for political gain? Yes, we are ready. Doesn't that make you feel good that I think the majority would you say the majority of society is ready for that? Yes. So it's just like the money, the power grabbers that are not? Yes. Okay. You guys, we're talking about, do you understand, at least at the federal level, I don't know about the national level, like the state levels, we're talking 543 people. 543 people. That's ridiculous, you know? And then there's the rest of us. I mean, yeah, they have some, obviously, control over the military and stuff, but come on now. We need to put this in perspective. Okay. Could the way we draw lines on a map be symbolic of the way we draw boundaries in our relationships and communities? Wow. Yes. Isn't that interesting? Which means, do we really want those boundaries in our relationships and communities? Yes. Okay, we do. But is it symbolic? Okay, so like I don't know. That's really interesting. Like we could have a whole conversation about that. Let me read that again. Could the way we draw lines on a map be symbolic of the way we draw boundaries in our relationships and our communities? I mean, I'm all for boundaries, right? Especially when things are inappropriate, right? So yes. Huh. Interesting. I'm trying to think in terms of the gerrymandering. That's interesting. So are you suggesting, LTC, that boundaries are helpful? Yes. But if they're symbolic to the lines on how the lines are on the map for gerrymandering, Yes. Are you saying gerrymandering is a good thing? No. So there's a way to use boundaries. Oh, we should be using the lines on the map for gerrymandering the way we do in any relationship and community. If, when we value the way, how we have values for relationships and communities is how we should be drawing these lines. That should be the priority, right? Yes, boundaries are good, but we should value, the value should be in the people's vote, right? So everybody's vote matters equally the way it should matter, right? I mean, why are the Republicans playing the games of removing voting boxes to make it inconvenient for people? Wouldn't you want to make it as convenient as possible? Like if we could do it online, everybody just goes click, right? And it was no funny, let's just say no funny business, nothing like that. Click. Yeah, then everybody's vote, right? They pick up their phone, there's an app, click. I know there's issues with that, but you know what I'm saying. So why are we making it harder? If I were in those districts, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, anyways. I was just going to say, yeah, that's one of the reasons why they keep us tired, poor, because when we're tired with jobs, right? Because then we can't pay attention to these things. Okay. Is our attachment to partisan control preventing us from seeing the higher purpose of governance? Wow. Yes. Okay. It keeps us in the weeds, right? We're stuck in the weeds. So is our attachment to partisan control preventing us from seeing the higher purpose of governance? Yes. Never thought of it that way. Okay, that's great. If we choose fairness over manipulation, will we open the door to a more unified and compassionate society? That's a no-brainer. Yes. Okay, but nice to think about, isn't it? Fairness over manipulation. The problem is some people think what one person thinks is fair is another's doesn't think is fair. They're saying no. Okay, they're saying no. Okay, do you think that it is possible for humans to agree on what is fair? Yes. Okay. Interesting. Do our spiritual values ask us to defend the rights of all voters, not just those who agree with us? Okay, let me break that down. So do our spiritual values, so talking about spiritual values, in which we all have different ones, right? Ask us to defend the rights of all voters? No. Okay. So you're saying that we don't, it's not, well, okay. I was going to go down a more difficult path. So it would take a little bit more time than just one question. Okay, so not just, okay, so let me ask this way. Do our spiritual values, not just those, ask us to work unitedly? I'm trying to rephrase that part of the question. Because this question really kind of has two things, and I think they were going to give us one answer for part of it and the other. Okay, so do our spiritual values ask us to work together rather than separate, basically? Yes. Okay. Could embracing fair maps be an act of service to generations to come? Yes. That's a no-brainer. Okay. Can the awareness of this issue lift us from frustration into a commitment to create something better? Yes. So this is the exact purpose of why I wanted to continue looking at current events, but get from the 3D and to the 5D in the conversation, so that we all left feeling empowered and not just like stuck on the issue. Okay. Which I think we've always tried to do, but this is much more deliberate. So hopefully you're feeling that. So they're saying being aware of the issue. So that's what we did. We gave a little bit of awareness in the beginning. but it will help us at least be aware so that we can commit to helping create something better. Yes. Is that going to be helpful for us to help move humanity into the 5D? Yes. Okay. Is this challenge, and so this challenge, gerrymandering, an invitation for each of us to embody the fairness we wish to see in leadership? That's awesome. So it's a good call for today, good call of action to look at in your own life with your own family. Maybe you have some governance, maybe you're a parent, maybe you're a grandparent. Are you embodying the fairness that you would like to see in your own government? I think that's amazing. I think it's perfect, even in just one-on-one relationship. Are you acting the way you expect somebody else to be acting? It's just kind of, we all can be looking at, all of us, every minute of the day, we can be looking at those things. Okay, could the GOP split over Trump's redistricting push? Yes, wow. So if they do, would it be a sign that truth is starting to break through old party loyalties? Yes. Okay. Well, they said could, so they could split. The question is, will they? Will they split over redistricting? No. That doesn't surprise me. I'd be surprised if they said yes. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Here are 3 humorous questions. I did ask for a little humor, but kind of making fun of, not making fun, but just a little humor, a lightness. Okay. But it has to do more with MAGA. So we'll see what they come up with. I think one of them is funny. Okay. If gerrymandering were a sport, would MAGA, I know it's MAGA, already be selling jerseys and foam fingers? They would? Yes. I mean, diehard MAGA, right? Would general Republicans be already selling jerseys and foam fingers? No, foam fingers. I keep saying figures. Okay, if the melon felon, oh sure, now they didn't say Trump. If the melon felon sees maps as his personal playground, which is kind of how it's coming off, does he also imagine himself as the game master? Yes, of course he does. Okay, could Felon 47's dream political map look suspiciously like a theme park ride designed just for him? Yes. Okay. I don't know. You guys, I thought we could end with a few funny things, but okay. So in conclusion, this is our little words of wisdom for the end. In the 3D world, political maps can feel like weapons of division, for sure. But in the 5D, we rise into clarity, recognizing that the deeper power lies in creating systems rooted in fairness, unity, and respect. Start with those things in your own life. Start in your own life. Start looking in your own life at fairness, unity, and respect. If you're noticing pockets in your own life that is not fair, is not driving unity, and not, decisions of respect for one another, that's the place to start. Because if we all started doing that within our own families, it would be easier to expect it outside of us, right? And I know for a fact for myself, I don't always act that way. Depends on my mood, how much sleep I got, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So I think that's a really good place to start, is always bring it in. When we hold that vision, we help restore not just our political structures, but our shared capacity for truth and collective growth. All right, you guys, let me know what you think of this sort of newish format, and we'll go from there. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.